Well, hello, nerds. Make sure everything is functioning correctly. I keep running into technical issues. I thought I had all this stuff worked out already, but apparently not. So, welcome to now what is theoretically going to be the last off-season episode. So last week we were plagued with even more issues, and I don't know how many people actually saw the show last week because it was, I don't know, just a lot of weirdness. Those of you who are listening in post, you just got last week's episode. Right before I actually started, went live with this week's episode. So you're getting apparently 2 episodes in a week for the off season, which is not normal. But hey, you're getting the episodes either way. So, what I said last week was off a little bit. My time frame was just a little bit wrong in that this week there was a little bit of a larger window for streaming. Next week is the window that's very, very small, so very probably won't happen, but could happen. And then the 2 weeks following that is when family obligations are getting in the way. So we are back for the news today. We will not be doing the gaming portion of the stream tonight, but we will be getting the news taken care of. So let's talk about the news. I think that is all of the housekeeping. When we return in 2 to 3 weeks, we will be with regular episodes. They will not be live episodes. Hopefully we'll have a couple more of the kinks worked out and we can get back to the live episodes and regular episodes at the same time, but I'm not guaranteeing anything at this point. So let's talk about the news, shall we? If I can remember which button to push. There it is. Yeah, all of the shiny new things. Hooray. I like looking at the shiny new things. They make me happy. Hello, Chris. Did you, so before we actually get into the news, since you are here regularly, did you see last week, Chris, the notification that we were live? Because there was an episode last week that happened, but yeah, I really don't know exactly what happened. Somehow the stream got switched from public to unlisted, which is abnormal. And then, like, my software kind of took a shit, so I had to restart the software. And usually when I restart the software, if it's within, you know, a 2-minute window, I believe is what they give you, you can reconnect to the same stream. And it doesn't seem that that happened. So I think there was just a number of issues last week. So if you did see it and you were confused, I apologize. If you didn't see it, then it is up, so you can go watch it if you are interested. But yeah, so let me know, man, if you saw that we went live. Otherwise, sorry, I guess is in order. Okay, so let's talk about the news. We're going to talk about some trailers first because actually, let's do the. Nope, I don't have any notes to go over because I suck even more during the off season. But either way, we have some trailers to talk about. Let's get to the biggest, the one that I'm probably the most well versed on, and that is the Halo Season 2 trailer. Oof. This is so at once it looks like it's going to be both better and worse than season 1. It seems like they're getting a much more, we'll get this going. Let's pause the tunes. Pause. And we'll get this going. And then we'll just talk over it. I'll just turn the volume down a little bit because it's worth a watch. Like, this trailer is definitely worth a watch. But that's a big but. It's kind of disappointing because basically the early promo art for this season had John 117 with his helmet on, and it seemed that they were going to learn their lesson and maybe do kind of what the game series has done since forever. You know, since it's the source material, you would expect that the two would be in some way correlated, but this trailer dropped, and then they dropped some new artwork, and we basically are seeing his face throughout the entire thing. So Pablo Schreiber, who is the actor who is related to Liev Schreiber, actually. Liev is by far the better actor, but Pablo's not bad. Pablo Schreiber did an interview shortly after this, talking about the impossibility of, and I'm going to keep it here because I'm sure this article is talking about that interview, but talking about the impossibility of doing a big budget TV series effectively with a character whose face does not show. I feel like I'm going to call bullshit. Movies. Oh, movie trailers at the Super Bowl. That is a good question, sir. Huh. Kept getting notifications that you were going live, but you weren't. Let me finish my thought about the Halo thing, and then we will actually get into. I think that's a really fun way to end the stream. I think that's going to be the last thing we do, Chris, is talk about the potential trailers at the Super Bowl. So, good idea, sir. I'm going to run with that, but we're gonna talk about news first. Anyway, so back to Halo. Pablo Schreiber did an interview saying it's impossible to do a high budget anything effectively, is what he was saying, where you don't see the lead character's face at all. Because to paraphrase his words, you can't empathize with a face you can't see. To a certain degree, I would agree with him, to the point of like a contemporary piece. If you're doing something that is put in modern day, if you're doing something that is very, I would say, character driven, but I mean, Master Chief is a character unto himself, so I don't like that argument doesn't hold water. And the Mandalorian, we've got that whole series is based on a character who shows his face, I think, once every season. Is the oh no, season 2, I think there was 2 face reveals. Either way, like, that is 99% of the seasons, percent of the episodes, you don't see his face at all. So, again, the argument doesn't hold water. So they're breaking the lore. They're breaking who effectively Master Chief is. Master Chief is supposed to be a blank slate in a way. The actor, and I'm going to brain fart the actor's name, so I'm just going to go look it up. The actor who does the voice in the games, Wikipedia, baby, does a hell of a job. Halo franchise. Now I'm getting distracted, and I apologize. There we go. Halo. Let's go Halo 2. Let's go cast. Where are you? Well, that's no bueno. Gameplay, multiplayer, synopsis, settings, blah, 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 blah. Why is it not giving? Halo 2 original soundtrack, post-release, legacy, references, external links. I don't want any of that. Let's just Google it, I guess. Voice of Master Chief is the actor. No, I don't give a shit about Pablo Schreiber. Who is the voice? Steve Downs. There it is. Good Lord. American voice actor and disc jockey from Columbus, Ohio, who is widely known for providing the voice of Master Chief John 117 from the Halo franchise. There it is. Steve Downs is the guy who does the voice of Master Chief. Anyway. Message retracted. Thank you. So, Pablo Schreiber, obviously, I think his argument for showing Master Chief's face is twofold. I think one level of that is very self-centered, is very egocentric, and that is he's the star, he's the actor who is playing the character, so his face should be seen. And then I think there's a second layer to that where Paramount, the production company behind the series, is trying to do everything they can to justify what they're doing so that they can get Pablo Schreiber a paycheck. So yeah, I think it's partly the Hollywood types and partly Pablo Schreiber. So now let's read this article now that we've kind of gone on about this, and it's probably just going to be redundant at this point, but Paramount Plus streaming service revealed the official trailer for Halo Season 2. Oh, let's get the tunes back up, shall we? Tunes back up. All right. New season will premiere the first 2 episodes globally on Thursday, February 8th, in all countries where Paramount Plus is available. Check out Season 2 details below. What is it about? Oh, he doesn't go into the controversy. So this is just a brief rundown of what we're expecting. So showrunner, executive producer David Weiner. It's IE, so it's a Wiener. That's unfortunate. The series takes place in the universe that first debuted in 2001 and the launch of Xbox's first Halo game, dramatizing an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. Halo, the series, weaves deeply drawn personal stories and action, adventure, and a richly imagined vision of the future. Stars Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, Natasha McElhenney as Dr. Halsey. Both also serve as producers. There you go. See, it is self-serving that he's showing his face. He has the ability to make that happen, so he's going to take the opportunity. Additional returning cast members include Jen Taylor from the game series, Bokeem Woodbine from Fargo, Shabana Azmi from Fire, Natasha Kolzak, The Witcher, Olive Gray, Half Moon Investigations, Yeren Ha, Reef Break, Bentley Kalu, Avengers Age of Ultron, Kate Kennedy, Catastrophe, Charlie Murphy, Peaky Blinders, and Danny Sepani. Not the same Charlie Murphy. New additions, here we go. We talked about these when they were announced. Joseph Morgan from The Vampire Diaries, Christina Rodlow, from Those Things, and Christina Bennington from Midsummer Murders. Fiona O'Shaughnessy from The Forgiven, and Tylen Bailey will return as series regulars in Season 2. So yeah, controversy not addressed by Cosmic Book News. Very interesting. But controversy nonetheless. Like, the community's up in arms because all of the other things that a lot of the other signs that we're getting from other Hollywood studios is showing that we are in fact going to be seeing a bit of a course correction in a lot of ways. And that's just a big one that isn't happening now. So there's another trailer that we teased on the thumbnail for today's episode, and that is one of my most anticipated new shows, and that is The Ones Who Live, the new Walking Dead series with Rick Grimes and Michonne. Good Lord, I almost forgot her name. Brain fart. ADD is a fun thing. AMC Networks has debuted the first trailer from The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, premiering Sunday, February 25th on AMC and AMC Plus. Stars Andrew Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, returning as Rick and Michonne. Blah, blah, blah. What is it about? This is just another rundown. So this is picking up. We're going to find out what happened with Rick, is effectively the purpose of this series, and then Michonne is going to save him from things. And there's some production stills. That's pretty cool. Let's watch this trailer, shall we? Pausing the tunes again. Oops.
Not now.
My wife is my choice. My daughter is my choice. My life is my choice. It's been so long.
Your phone.
Very emotional. This is going to be so crazy. Oh, and she drew. That's right.
Thank you, Grimes.
Why?
They both drew the pictures. I didn't see that one before.
This is the most powerful military on the planet.
I'm just gonna ask you a question, Grimes. Look in your eyes. Why are you here? Do you want to kill? Or do you want to die?
Look in my eyes, sir. You tell me.
Oh, this is going to be so good. I think handing this series off to other producers was a great idea. To other showrunners, I guess, is more appropriate. So that you have one main producer kind of steering the broader ship, the bigger ship at large, and then you have these individual showrunners taking care of all of the details that get you there. Because it felt like we were starting to lose. Oh God, that just looks so dang good.
We can make this whole damn world ours if we want to.
Much in the way that the MCU started, that is very similar. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Chris. What school, if you don't mind my asking? But so much in the way the MCU started, it's very how Feige was the big guy that was signing all the checks and was the one that was making sure that everything was going the way that it should. And then each individual director was just filling in the gaps between where the movie starts and where the movie ends, right? So we definitely have lost sight of that with the MCU, and we never really knew what that was with Star Wars. But with The Walking Dead, I feel like we're kind of going in that direction. We're going where we have the Daryl show did exceptionally well. The Fear the Walking Dead show just came to an end as well. It apparently did well. I need to catch up on that. I've only seen the first 3 seasons of it, and I think there's like 8 total now that it's completed. I might be even off on that count. And then the World Beyond did not do so great, but that's because it was so disconnected from the main franchise, the main series, that I don't know. It just didn't hit the same with the fan base. But they learned from that mistake. See, that's going to be the going theme with today's episode, I think, is Hollywood types and production types and the people who don't actually make the content, but who fund the content and who initiate the content to be made, if that makes sense. Those people are starting to learn. Mostly, we learned from the Halo bit that not entirely, but mostly, they're starting to learn that if you're adapting a thing or if you're creating a universe, then paying respect to either or both the source material as well as the existing fan base, because I mean everything is as safe as possible anymore, so there's very little original work out there. Most things are adaptations, so if it's an adaptation, you need to respect your fan base. You also need to respect your source material. If it's an adaptation that then grows bigger than the original piece, you still need to respect the source material, as we're learning with the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. So yeah, and also The Witcher, I'm pretty sure, has gone a little bit beyond the scope of the books in certain ways as well, and they're also learning to respect the fan base and respect the source material, because the next season of The Witcher is not going to do well. We already know this. So I think The Walking Dead is going to be one of the first franchises that really figures that out. So let's move on. We have one other big trailer that falls in line with this theme: Masters of the Universe Revolution. Oh, I didn't mean to click that button. We just watched the Halo trailer. Watched the Halo trailer and kind of talked about the controversy of the... I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by my computer not doing what it's supposed to be doing. There we go. Talked about the Halo trailer and the controversy about Pablo Schreiber talking about how he has to take his helmet off in order to to connect with the audience, because he's obviously never played the games and doesn't understand the source material. So if there's anything that you want to contribute to that, by all means do, Mr. Stangle. New York City College of Technology. Oh, that's awesome, Christopher. Congratulations, bud. That's really cool. Yeah. Anyway, continue. We have another trailer again that's going to fit inside of our theme, Masters of the Universe Revolution. So, to recap the controversy here, the last Masters of the Universe series, Revelation, was a big fat dumpster fire. Kevin Smith billed it as one thing. Netflix continued to bill it as that one thing. And then when they finally released it, we found out it was something else in a lot of ways. Most notably that He-Man was kind of a secondary or even tertiary character in certain points of that series. So that went through 2 seasons, and after the second season was not picked up, though kinda sorta turned into Revolution. So the last time we talked about this, Revolution was going to be almost a spiritual successor to the Revelation series. So presumably it's going to have some things in common with it, but is not going to entirely... not going to pick up all of the same threads. So that's honestly what we knew going into this trailer. Hopefully they've all learned their lesson, but let's find out, shall we? Tunes are still off, so we will just pick up.
Death comes for us all. Even for kings it comes. But you will have to make a choice. Will you rule as Adam or as He-Man? Because it cannot be both.
I'll never be half the man or king my father was.
Eternia needs a king.
Why would the power reveal
So-
itself to me if I was destined to give it up?
It does seem, at least so far. And there we got Mark Hamill being awesome, like usual. Oh, wow, look at that.
He's not Skeletor anymore. He's more powerful than ever.
That's pretty
Here to
awesome.
ask for help.
And they're curtailing the Mary Sue issue.
He who masters technology masters the universe.
And then, what's his name? The Goliath from Gargoyles. Why can't I think of his name? Spawn. Have the power! Hell yes. Oh yeah, that's right.
In your hand, but what you hold in your heart.
There is a lot of He-Man in this trailer. So if this is for real, yeah, we see. All right, so we see a number of different like costumes on He-Man throughout this as well. So that's hopeful. There is some hope here for Masters of the Universe Revolution, even though there is a big red flag here, and that big red flag is, if you'll notice, it just says Masters of the Universe, much like the previous series did. There is no mention of He-Man in the title. The Lethal Company game. I am not sure I know about the Lethal Company game. Let's go to the Googles real quick. Let's see. Lethal Company. We will return to the discussion of He-Man in just a moment. Cooperative video game developed by Zeekers. Early access for Windows last October. Oh, is it? Does it have similar gameplay elements to Halo? Is that why you brought it up? I think that's very. It's a survival horror. Interesting. Oh, this isn't the one with Mickey Mouse, is it? No, this is a different game. Because we talked about the Mickey Mouse game last week, which seems to be relatively similar, though not exceptionally similar. Let's turn the tunes back on. I'm very intrigued by this Lethal Company game, though. First-person shooter survival horror is always intriguing to me. Carry 4 items at a time. Carryable equipment such as flashlights, handheld transceivers, and pieces of scrap consume 1 item slot each. Players can use the terminal console on board their ship to purchase equipment and humorous ship accessories such as shower or toilet using earned company credits. That's funny. That's pretty funny. 1 Better with Friends at that must be the name of the. Oh no, that's the category. Steam Awards. Yeah, Better with Friends. Nominated for Game of the Year though. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'll have to look a little bit more into it and probably have touch on that in a future episode. It came out in October though, so there's probably not going to be a whole lot of extra news around it unless like they announce a sequel or some crazy DLC or something. But either way, we'll probably touch on it in a That Just Happened or something. Oh! So back to the Mickey Mouse thing from last week. Again, don't know what the hell happened to last week's stream, but I'll do back to the Googles real quick because the only thing I saw for Mickey Mouse with the Mickey Mouse entering into public domain is a horror video game, not a movie. I thought there was a movie, but the only thing I could find last week was a video game. Mickey Mouse. Horror movie. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see what the Google says. Mousetrap official trailer. No kidding. Let's open this up because I did not find this last week. Oh goodness. Stupid ads. And then I have to pause it. All right. And then we copy. And then we go to the one that you guys can see. And we paste. Pausing the tunes once again. All right, let's check this out, because the only thing we saw was the game. So, all right, let's do this. I hold very little hope that it's going to be as good as Blood and Honey, because Blood and Honey should not have been as good as it was, considering the fact they made it for $5 and a pizza.
These are the best party that we can throw.
Oh, Lord. So far, not quite.
I've seen some rejections in my time, but man, that was a good one.
There's blood all over the jungle gym.
Blood.
Yes.
Oh boy, there's some good acting in this one. Some great acting. Oops. Showing Steamboat Willie. Okay.
Yeah, he's like completely in love with me already. It's totally disgusting.
Put the phone down! Put the phone down, please!
I was like, dude, I've already started.
No, Gina, turn around, please, Gina!
Oh, yeah, it's a dude in a mask.
I'll be right back.
See, so the game is actual like mutated mice
Like
that
who's the
look like
horror
Mickey Mouse.
You never say.
That you're
be right
tasked
back.
with getting rid of.
Because then you
There's
don't.
one big one that looks like Mickey Mouse. The rest of them are just kind of like dog sized. But this is a dude in a mask, which is still could be fine. I mean, because like technically speaking, the Blood and Honey movie was just a couple of dudes in a mask, but they were selling it as a bear and a pig, not as a guy in a bear mask. And Steamboat Willie being... There's a Steamboat Willie movie as well? Color me intrigued. All right, let's go look for that one, I guess. Steamboat. Yeah, Steamboat Willie horror movie. Let's try that. Infestation. That's the game. Infestation Origins. They had to change it because of issues. Vanishing. Horror short. Or this has already been released there, sir. The Vanishing of SS Willie? Is that what you're talking about? All for... No, there is another. What the... Apparently there are 4 horror movies around Mickey Mouse now that he is... Mousetrap, Willie, game trailer. There's another game. There's 2 games now. Mousetrap, Steamboat Willie. There we go. Is this real or is it AI generated? Let's see. Oh, shut up.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Beebedo. Well, this is a trailer for a short. This is another short. Terrible Times of Steamboat Willie. AI generated. Mousetrap, The Gray Mickey, AI animated horror. Mousetrap. All I'm finding that seems legit is Mousetrap. As far as trailers go, I mean, that's not to say that the other movies aren't going to be coming out in like full length form, but so far the only one that has a trailer is Mousetrap. Oh, sweet. I was wondering, because I haven't really been doing much research over the course of the last couple weeks, I was wondering if there was going to be an update for Blood and Honey 2. Because Tigger's one of my favorites, so the fact that he wasn't even mentioned in the first movie kind of made me a little bit sad, but Steamboat Willie being Steamboat Willie ending people on a boat. Yeah, so apparently there are 4 presumably full-length horror movies with Mickey Mouse in the works at the moment, as we have just learned. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, continuing back to He-Man. So, a little bit of hope watching that trailer, because there was a whole lot of He-Man in a bunch of different costumes, a bunch of outfits. I think one of the things that we chose to ignore the last time they released the Revelation series was the fact that if you watch that trailer, you only see one He-Man. Granted, it's a bunch of different spots of that one He-Man, but it's just the same iteration of He-Man, same costume and stuff. So the fact that there's multiple costumes means, to me at least, that potentially this He-Man is going to be a little bit better than the last one. All right, so those are the trailer. I'm super glad that we got into the Mickey Mouse stuff, because I really was kind of disappointed it was only going to be a game that was horror Mickey Mouse. So there are a couple other big things here. One real quick thing that I thought was going to be a lot of fun to talk about is going to be Ann Potts becoming a proper Ghostbuster for Frozen Empire. I'm super excited about that. Janine in the original 2 movies is coming back to suit up for the 4th iteration. Actress who plays Janine, the secretary in the original films, finally gets to suit up as one of the Ghostbusters. New issue of Empire magazine sports a pair of covers, one with the original cast and one with the new cast. So that's the original cast. That's the new cast. That's pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. I dig it. The new issue, that's we had just read. Recently saw the announcement and release date of March 22nd. I believe we talked about that last week. And then it goes into what is it about and the new trailer, which we also have already talked about. So that's pretty cool. Just, sharing the good news when it happens. All right, so now let's get into a little bit more of the gray area as far as, is Hollywood learning their lesson? So Steven Yeun left the Sentry Project. We talked about this, I believe, at the end of the last regular season. And now it is being reported by Cosmic Book News. Marvel and Kevin Feige may have finally learned their lesson, which follows Steven Yeun exiting Thunderbolts to play the Sentry. It also follows the big failure of Feige's diverse approach to the MCU's Phase 4 and Phase 5, which fans have rejected like hotcakes. Oh my God, they've just thrown it away. The MCU's most recent release, The Marvels, bombed so bad it is the MCU's worst-grossing movie of all time. It lost Marvel upwards of $200 million, and is the worst drop ever for a superhero film. If the message isn't loud and clear that fans don't want their favorite characters replaced with garbage-tiered storylines, I don't know what to tell you. Just look at the numbers, and that includes Disney+. Steven Yeun was originally cast in the role of Sentry of Marvel's Thunderbolts and even had a test costume fitting. However, for unknown reasons, Yeun has exited the flick. The strike getting the blame for it seems unlikely. In the Marvel comics, Sentry is a blonde white dude, Robert Reynolds. The dude has a white beard as it comes. He has the power of a million suns, hence why he looks like the sun. Marvel Comics even retconned their entire history to make Sentry an original hero from back in the day. Safe to say today that Steven Yeun looks nothing like the Sentry. No kidding. So now rumors. Oh, so this is rumors territory. All right. So we do know that Steven Yeun has left the project, but according to Daniel RPK and DCU leaks, up to play in Thunderbolts is Austin Abrams, who is known for Euphoria. Is there a picture of Mr. Abrams? I did not watch Euphoria. So yeah, if you know who the hell that is, let's go do this. Google again to the rescue. Austin Abrams, right there. Oh, really? That skinny kid? Really? That's the guy? Okay, I guess he's got the hair for it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The budget is bigger for which this time, Chris? Budget's bigger for the Ghostbusters movie? Because, yeah, I think that is accurate. Very, very much so. Just going off of the trailer. So yeah, so that's the rumor. The rest of this is what is Thunderbolts about? Yeah. So if the rumor is to be believed, then we are getting a course correction, at least somewhat, for Sentry as far as respecting the source material. Wonder Man has not apparently been canceled. This is one that I think is safe for playing games with, if you catch my meaning. Wonder Man isn't canceled after all and is now filming as set images and video have hit the net. Let's see if we can find them. No, nothing. Got to go to the Twitters. Let's go to the Twitters then, I guess. Oh. Interesting. All right. So, yeah, rumor not true. Wonder Man has not been canceled. It is, in fact, in production currently. Yahya Abdul Mateen to play the titular character. We'll see what happens with that. That's that. But what I was saying though is it seems that Wonder Man is kind of a C-list character to begin with, so his fan base isn't huge. So you're going to get a lot less pushback. Oh, Blood and Honey. Oh, wow, Blood and Honey 2 has millions of dollars this time. Yeah, oh yeah, Ghostbusters had millions of dollars the first time, but I think their budget went up. If you look at that trailer, compare the two trailers, the first trailer for the Afterlife movie, and then this trailer for the Frozen Empire movie, and you will see a dramatic difference. I think a large part of that goes into making it look like they're actually in New York as well. But yeah, their budget has gone significantly higher. But that's really cool that Blood and Honey actually has a proper budget this time, and it's not just a dude calling in a bunch of favors with some friends. Though, like I said, considering that, it did pretty dang well. And honestly, I think that we've kind of alluded to that being a probability when we originally talked about when they announced that a sequel was coming for Blood and Honey. So not 100% surprising, but still pretty awesome that you have heard some sort of confirmation thereof. So that's pretty awesome. Back to the news. Hollywood types learning to pay respects to the source material. Daredevil, Born Again, bringing back Deborah Ann Wool and Eldon Henson. Now, we got further insight as to what Marvel is doing with the retooling of Daredevil Born Again series. Recall my insiders, according to Cosmic Book News, my insiders filled me in over the summer that Daredevil Born Again getting an overhaul, where I was told they were making it more like the Netflix series, which was then confirmed by the trades. That is exactly what's happening, according to him. So Jeff Snyder reports Marvel is bringing back Deborah Ann Wool and Eldon Henson as their respective characters, Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, from the Netflix show. Worth a mention is that the Marvel Netflix shows are also now shown a part of the MCU continuity on Disney+. That's dope as well. MCU executive producer Brad Winderbaum also recently said he considers the Netflix Marvel characters canon to the MCU. So this is something I don't think we touched on last week, but I have seen confirmation that the previous report of Daredevil going under the Searchlight brand, I think, is what they're doing. Whatever they did to Echo, how Echo is a Marvel property but is not related to the MCU. How Echo is taking place outside of the MCU. They were previously reporting that is what was going to happen to Daredevil as well, but now that is not the case. We have confirmation that the new Daredevil series, Born Again, will in fact be in MCU continuity. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Back to this article, though. According to the reports about the original version of Daredevil Born Again, the series was only going to feature Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock Daredevil, Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk, and John Barenthal as the Punisher. There have been rumors that the series may have brought back Eldon Henson as Foggy, but only to have been killed off. Either they were going to show Foggy getting killed in the first episode, or the series simply would have alluded to it. According to the leaks, original plan for Daredevil Born Again was to have Foggy get killed, which caused Matt Murdock to quit being Daredevil for a year. According to what Jeff Snyder is reporting, with both Deborah Ann Wool and Eldon Henson returning, that original part of the story is getting nixed, and the characters aren't getting killed off, but continue on in the MCU. That is awesome. This is technically rumor, though, so we cannot say this is absolutely going to happen, but it seems likely. Yeah. Again, producers, Hollywood types, learning their freaking lesson. Let's go. Suicide Squad gameplay launch trailer. No thanks to She-Hulk Season 2, confirms Tatiana Maslany. I think that's all we need to know right there in the headline. All right, so I think we've exhausted here. Let's check Bounding, see what they're reporting on. Probably nothing more, not much more than what we already got. Ubi touts subscription service is the future of gaming. Yeah, that's been a conversation going for some time now. Sopranos creator, Prestige Television is dead. I think he might be right. Star Wars lead Daisy Ridley says upcoming Rey film will take franchise story in a different direction. Oh, let's get into this. Oh boy. All right, so according to Bounding into Comics, declaration that rings hollow given Disney's ongoing refusal to address any of the very apparent quality issues currently plaguing every one of their studios. Star Wars actress Daisy Ridley has teased that her upcoming Rey solo film will be taking the shambling corpse of a franchise in, quote, a different direction, unquote. Oh, just tell us how you really feel, Bounding into Comics. Good Lord. The sequel trilogy star provided this insight in her next franchise outing during a January 12th interview given to French entertainment news outlet Allociné in promotion of her upcoming romantic dramedy, Sometimes I Think About Dying. At one point during the interview, the format of which saw Allocine asking the actress for her thoughts on various photographs taken throughout her Hollywood career, Ridley was pressed for her thoughts on the Rey film's surprise reveal at last year's Star Wars Celebration, to which the actress recalled that was actually quite last minute. Kind of confirming some rumors about the announcement of said Rey movie. The whole Kathleen Kennedy springing it on everybody thing. I was actually making my own film last year when Kathleen Kennedy said she wanted to have breakfast, detailed the actress. And I thought we were going to be just having breakfast. So I literally eating my breakfast, and she said, we might do another one. And I was like, okay. So I thought about it for a little minute, blah, blah, blah. And she, of course, said yes. Turning to her feelings on being tapped to reprise her role as the last of the Palpatine bloodline, Ridley admitted to Allocine, it was very strange. It took me back to being 20 because, again, I couldn't tell anyone. And the Marsh King's daughter star said the Marsh King's daughter star, like, I went to my mom's house and was like, Mom, and she was like, how are you doing this again? And then my husband was filming in L.A. and he wasn't awake, and I was like, would you wake up so I can tell you? And why are we getting into all of her silly little the things that she's like? Let's just talk specifically about how this is going in a different direction. I don't give crap about her memories. Let's talk about where the hints of the future of the Star Wars. Things then happened quite quickly, felt like instantaneously, drawing her thoughts, days that Ridley ultimately opined. I haven't read anything, but I know the story. It's really worth telling, worth exploring, and I think people will be excited. Oof, maybe understand the people you're trying to make movies for before you make a bold claim like that. As of writing, little is known regarding the plot of Rey's Solo outside of the fact that it will follow the titular heroine as she works to rebuild the Jedi Order. When they use that vocabulary, that is always a red flag. It's a story worth telling, let's go back just because I just can't. Where is it? But I know the story. It's worth telling, worth exploring, and I think people will be excited. Worth telling, worth exploring. That is definitely woke, hidden woke speak. I think woke folk talk like that when they're making movies that are trashing source material, and that is not the way we want to go. So I don't know, some red flags already, aside from the fact that it exists. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So let's see what else. Beekeeper review. Jason Statham is Hollywood's last action star. That might be accurate. Robert Downey Jr. What? So apparently we have another rumor. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be returning to the MCU following a recent spike in rumors and speculation regarding the possibility the franchise may pull such a desperate move as a, quote, last resort, unquote, with which to save the continually plummeting reputation. Robert Downey Jr. has seemingly confirmed that he is in fact gearing up to grace the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a further appearance as his iconic incarnation of Iron Man. The actor first let slip this hint as to his red and gold-clad future during the appearance January 10th episode of his friend and fellow actor Rob Lowe's eponymous Literally with Rob Lowe podcast. Therein, roughly 15 minutes into their time together, Robert Downey Jr. finds himself receiving an apparently important phone call at which he asks his host, "I'm sorry, I should take this." Taking note of the urgency with which the guest deferred the call, Lowe responded by playfully pressing, "Is that some Marvel shit? Are you going to break some stories later?" In turn, the Oppenheimer star signed, "Not just yet." All right, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. You know what I say? That phone is going to ring, baby, and I want to be on the call. I want to be negotiating for you. Yeah, we don't need to hear the details of their conversation. We just need to hear about Robert Downey Jr. potentially coming back. Yeah, the rest of this is all talking about rumors we've already discussed. Superior Iron Man, that would be really cool. Have RDJ come back as Superior Iron Man? I'd be down for that. Ba-ba-ba-da, ain't nobody got nothing good to talk about. Scorched Earth, Final Culture War. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's it. Oh, here we go. Continuation, maybe, from last week? Let's see. This week saw two big production. Star Wars returning to movie theaters with Jon Favreau direct, Dave Filoni, Kathleen Kennedy produced Mandalorian Grogu, which the studio indicated in their announcement the film would lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate. Same update, House Mouse also mentioned an upcoming film upcoming film projects in development from director Shireen Obaid Chinoy, who will be helming the upcoming Rey solo film, James Mangold and Dave Filoni, the last of whom they noted also currently developing Ahsoka Season 2. So also, that's cool. But I don't think that's much different than what we talked about last week. And as of last week, they hadn't officially offered anything to Rosario Dawson. So not anything crazy updating there, unfortunately. So let's continue on. Let's go touch on some music, shall we? Because I feel like something got announced. Kerry King unveils producer for his new album, talks songwriting. Ba 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 ba. It might have been a minute ago, so we might have to scroll. Chad Laments, all new rock and metal bands sounding the same. Yeah, I feel you, Chad. August Burns Red 20th anniversary live stream event. Ooh, that's cool. Oh yeah, Red Chord working on their first new material since 2009. I saw these guys open up for Converge years ago, probably right about 2009, honestly. After 4 reunion shows between 22 and 23, it seems Red Chord is finally starting to work on new material. That's awesome. I feel like they had a tentative release window. Upcoming actions in 2024. It does not say specifically. That's unfortunate. But still pretty exciting because those guys are pretty good. There was something else bigger. Tool. I don't remember exactly what it was. So, nope. Nope. Pantera? No. Winter Sun? No. All right, so I guess that's just going to be where we end this. Though, we're not going to end this in our normal fashion. We are going to end this a little bit differently this week. Because I'm playing around with form and things. We have a suggestion for Necro, for some music. This is not... This is not exactly the heaviest thing, generally speaking, but we do have... I did find a new band. They released this record last year. It was on some top metal records of the year, top 10 metal record lists. Necropanther. The name of the record is Betrayal. That is a suggestion for some new music. If you're into the metals, then check those dudes out. Also found out they are from Colorado, which is kind of cool. Also, it's kind of strange that I haven't heard of them until now because I am fairly well versed in the Colorado scene, or was for a while anyway. So This is just showing my age, I guess. Either way, Necropanther, that is your suggestion for the week. I had a movie suggestion too, but I didn't write it down, so I totally forgot. So my apologies, but yes, things and stuff. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining. I appreciate all of your faces, all of you who are listening in post, and all of you who are here with me currently live, and anyone watching the video in post. This is actually where the episode is going to end this week. Normally we would go into a gaming portion, but I just don't have the time to do that this week. So unfortunately, that is where we are. I do appreciate every one of you for participating. We will return in a couple of weeks with regular episodes. Again, there is a slight possibility we will probably, if we do an episode next week, it will be very similar to this. Just the news, just as quick as possible. Mr. Christopher Ortiz, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Good night. And as for the rest of you, those who are in chat, not talking anymore, but I see you. And also anyone, again, watching in post, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably